So next up, I'd like to invite the Alberta Northwest Territory Honourees, Craig and Janelle Ference. Please make your way up.
Okay. Passionate, positive, progressive. Good morning, honorable judges, fellow nominees, alumni, family, and friends. We are Craig and Janelle Ference of OYF Farms, located near Caramel, Alberta. We are honored to be here today representing the Alberta OYF sector. Together, we share a passion for our partnership, our family, our community, and our incredible life in the egg industry. Everything we do stems from this. Craig and I met at the University of Alberta, and we're excited to move to the farm after completing our degrees. Craig has an egg business degree, and I have an education degree. We were married in 2007, and we have 3 children, Maddie, Nate, and Macy. We are proud to share our daily lives with 3 generations in the same yard, working together with Craig's parents, Harvey and Joyce, who began OYF Farms in 1985.
OYF Farms is a multiple enterprise farm consisting of 4 business units: cow-calf, grain, feedlot, and custom farming. Our farm has evolved and expanded considerably over the past 12 years. A passion for each of these sectors and keeping them all interconnected has made it work for us. Each of them work hand in hand and are operated and organized for the purposes of cash flow, risk mitigation, and efficiencies. The cow has always been at the heart of OYF. We currently have 4,000 mother cows, and her genetics and well-being is always a priority. We mainly run black and red Angus Simmental cross cows. In 2014, we were selected as a Simmental Breeder of the Year. My love of cattle began at a young age, and the cow-calf operation is key to our farm. The life cycle of the cattle are the foundation of our yearly outlines. Bulls are carefully selected and turned out in July. The cows calve on native pasture for disease prevention and spend the summer on grass that is either rented, leased, part of a joint venture, or owned. Our secondary farm at Biggar, Saskatchewan was purchased in 1999 and developed the farmland into an intensive grazing location.
The feedlot begins to fill in early September, and once we have weaned all of our calves, we will buy fall calves to fill the lot. Our capacity is 8,000 head. Animal health, nutrition, safe handling are all key focuses in our feedlot. We work closely with a nutritionist and use Feedlot Solution software to document for documentation and closeouts. We finish cattle throughout the year so that we can capitalize on market swings and spread out cash flow. We sell cattle privately to JBS as they are confident in the finished product and high quality beef that will be received. Feeding cattle has become very exciting as we have incorporated corn as a main ration component. With all those mouths to feed, our farming operation has grown. Implementing corn has been one of OYF's greatest advancements. We have researched, trialed, and researched some more to integrate corn into our farm. This crop is amazing as it provides us with 4 end uses: grazing, silage, earlage, and grain.
Corn crops are turned into silage and packed into pits. We also put a combine header on a silage cutter and strip the ears to make earlage. This becomes a high energy source that we use in many feed rations. The residue is left in the fields and later used for late fall and winter grazing. In 2017, we managed to combine corn for the first time at 17% moisture. We are so impressed with the technology behind making this possible for our climate zone and the overall advancements in plant and animal genetics, as more feed per acre can be produced and we are able to calve more cows without increasing labor needs. Alongside corn, we grow canola, peas, lentils, and wheat. We notice a bump in corn yield following a pulse rotation. Our rotation currently consists of Liberty canola, Clearfield pulses, and Roundup Ready corn for an excellent herbicide rotation and ease of weed control. We enjoy the challenges throughout the season and continue to learn as we grow.
The fall harvest and silage season is quite long, but it's a favorite for myself and the kids as we load up and take meals to the field. Our crew is always happy to be fed and equally happy to get a break from the equipment. This is a great way to keep our guys safe and address the issue of fatigue. As our herd, feedlot, and farm acres are expanding, so is our equipment inventory.
We have found it rewarding to grow the custom farming enterprise. Planting corn and silaging are the most sought after items. Neighbors and fellow farmers know my love of corn and have sourced us out to learn more about it and grow it on their farms. The custom business has allowed us to use larger, more technologically advanced equipment, increases the value of having this equipment, and generates income. Technologies such as section control, PWM, and AutoCal have enhanced our farming practices.
As farmers, we feel it's important to keep the land in the best condition possible. Practices that we feel are important are soil sampling, safe application of pesticides, and having clean water sources. This spring, I attended the Environmental Farm Plan Workshop to work on updating our outdated plan. Harvey and I sat down and discussed wells, water sources, and the way that the yard is set up, and changes that might need to be made in the future. We feel it's our responsibility to care for the land and sustain it for future farmers. Key to all parts of our farm is our strong base of employees. We operate with about 16 employees year-round and 20 in the growing season. We do our best to complete all projects with in-house labor. Not only do we have equipment operators and cattle technicians, we employ mechanics, a welder, and a carpenter. Trucking all commodities, building shops, feedlot expansion, welding gates, bunks, and panels are just some of the projects that we can complete with our own workforce.
Most of our employees are from Sweden, South Africa, Ireland, and Ukraine. Having foreign workers has been a steep learning curve over the past 10 years, but a very rewarding one. Initially, we completed the immigration and visa paperwork ourselves, but 7 years ago, we started using an immigration consultant. The constantly changing legislations and legalities are a huge challenge, and she stays on top of it all. Some of our employees come for a seasonal experience, but the majority stay long-term and have families joining them to begin a new life in Canada. It is exciting to welcome everyone into our farm family, school, and community. We are always thankful for all of their hard work and dedication. Celebrating achievements and the completion of seasons is a wonderful way to get together and show our appreciation to their families and employees. We proudly fly their flags at our farm entrance.
Daily life on our farm takes a lot of coordinating and managing. Craig is a master at this. His calm nature and positive attitude makes him a successful leader and is the reason why he has such a mutual respect with our employees. Craig is the most passionate guy I know. Just ask him about corn or cattle or really anything. This passion and progressiveness is a trait that he inherited from his father and grandfather. We have expanded in all 4 enterprises because he is eager to learn, grow, and be challenged and put his energy into all of those areas. Our business continues to grow, and so does Craig's time as a manager. He strives to stay involved in all sectors and remain hands-on. He is familiar with all equipment so that he's knowledgeable for our operators, and he spends plenty of time in the calving pastures and walking feedlot pens. He contributed to the Alberta Beef Producers for 6 years on the Feeder Council. Many hours are spent in the office, which plays a key role in every business. Time in the office is spent communicating with the accountant, bank, and lawyer. Each of these firms plays an important role in our business, and we stay in close contact with them. We invite them to come to us for meetings so that they can see the farm firsthand and get a sense of what the business looks like beyond the paperwork. This summer, we hosted all 3 firms together and enjoyed watching them interact and get to know one another. They were thrilled to see the business from all sides and the faces behind the many phone calls.
We are proud to live in rural Alberta and be part of a fantastic community. Giving time to our community and school is very important. Janelle used to spend her days teaching at the local school, but now spends many hours there in a volunteer capacity. She is an executive member on the Parent Council, organizes the school's weekly hot lunch program, is a secretary-treasurer of our private kindergarten program, and assisted with the startup of the community garden. Janelle and the kids also have a hobby farm. She has hosted funny farm tours and picnics with the school and local playgroups. Being a full-time mom is her greatest joy, and she is truly passionate about raising our 3 farm kids. In addition to all this, she's a fantastic partner to me as she just gets it. She steps up to the plate whenever I have new ideas or want to incorporate new programs and technologies. She has a strong bond with our employees, and her caring nature is very welcoming to new families arriving in Canada. We also both like to help out with our local 4-H club, whether it be judging speeches, helping local members with rations and animal health, or speaking to them about feeding cattle. Our kids are excited to join the club in future years as we look forward to becoming more closely involved with the organization.
It sounds like a pristine picture as we speak of our farm, but we all know that there's many unglamorous moments to be noted. There are seasons when hours slept are microscopic compared to hours worked. There's mechanical error, operator qualms, paperwork, and the ongoing difficulties that stem from having Mother Nature as your business partner. Sometimes your kids are making snow bales while the equipment shut down for a September snowstorm. There's technology grief, ground too wet, crops too dry, sick calves, and the odd mishap with keeping 4 or 8 or however many wheels on the ground. And let's not forget the ever-suspicious consumer. Joining a family business and working alongside parents can also be easily criticized. We are believers in having a positive outlook, solid succession planning, and that farming together is possible. Farming is hard work. It's all-encompassing work. It's a line of work that often isn't seen as work at all because it's our entire lives. We see this as a positive thing, and we hope that we can educate and be involved in assuring consumers that all of our hard work, dedication, education, advancements are feeding not only our families, but families around the world. Sharing our fantastic farm life is an area that we hope to grow and develop in the future. Travel is another one of our great passions. The great tourist hotspots that every country provides are fun, but visiting our employees and their families is a favorite. We get to enjoy the local environment, learn more about their culture, and almost always there's a connection to agriculture. The wheat fields of Ukraine, feed yards in Argentina, farm tours in Sweden and Australia, and the pubs of Ireland have all been favorites. Seeing how local farmers deal with different climate zones and adversities is a great learning tool to us. Taking time to holiday with our kids is very rewarding, and they're now entering a stage and age where we can bring them along to see the world.
Since the provincial OYF conference in February, our farm has grown immensely with the purchase of another farm. The afternoon that we left the conference, the realtor was on the phone trying to confirm purchase details. We acquired 62 quarters of farm land, pasture land, 3 yard sites, and an existing farm company. This farm is in a key location and has a highly productive land base. This endeavor is very challenging, but it is a perfect fit for us and will create all kinds of future options for our family. It is an exciting time in our life, and the future of farming looks bright. We of course hope that farming is in our children's future, but if they choose a different path, it is our hope that the farm we are building can diversify alongside their dreams and interests. I was fortunate to be encouraged and welcomed to join a business with a very strong foundation, and it is our goal to do the same for our children.
We would like to thank our parents for raising us to have good core values. Their support and encouragement is unwavering and always appreciated. Thank you to the Alberta OYF sector for welcoming us into your family. Building connections is a great asset to us and our future, and we hope we can be strong contributors to the organization.
We are proud of the partnership that we have with my parents. They continue to work hard and have always been open-minded and willing to evolve and grow the farm. We know that we couldn't have accomplished all of what you have seen in our presentation without their partnership and years of experience and dedication.
We feel thankful to have met the right person to spend a lifetime with and to be raising 3 kids on a beautiful farm. We enjoy the days, the seasons, and the years as we continue to grow, learn, and love our life in the ag industry.
Thank you, Craig and Janelle. So we will start with questions. Time is looking perfect. Well done. The first, again, please state your name and where you're from. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Marion Stamp from Enchant, Alberta. Great presentation. It was great to hear about your passion about corn. And I want to know a little bit more about earlage and the benefits, because that's something a little new for me. We don't have cattle, so I'd like to hear a little more about that.
So we use a combine header and we put it on a silage cutter. So we strip the cobs or the ears off the plant. The cob goes through the kernel processor on the cutter, and it becomes similar to high moisture grain. So it's an easy way for us to produce and store high moisture grain. In our area, corn's a little better margin than growing barley or feed grains, and so that's part of the reason. And another big benefit is we get a lot of fall and winter grazing, because the rest of the plant material is left as residue in the field, and the mother cows graze that through the winter. Earlage is a high energy feed source, so it's allowing us to limit feed cattle. It's opening up a whole new realm of feeding, a whole new way of feeding, so it's very exciting for us, because it grows margin on our farmland, and it's a huge benefit to our cow-calf feedlot, all enterprises.
Thank you.
I would like to get some information from you when you said that you have people who come from different countries to work on your farm, and at one point you have an opportunity to meet their families. What group do you work with? Or what business or group do you work with to organize the possibility of working with those people from outside the country?
Good question. When I was in university, I started a recruitment business, so we were bringing young Australians to Canada and sending young Canadians to Australia. So I got a feel for the paperwork and the how to hire and how to locate workers in other countries. We started with Ukraine on our farm. It was right at the period where they were a very unsettled country, and a lot of Ukrainians wanted to come to Canada. A lot of our initial foreign workers are still with us, and they're actually doing majority of the hiring now. So they're hiring people they want to work with, so our managers are hiring their people. So I haven't selected or hired people in quite a few years. My managers and these people are key. So once we got started in the countries, it was kind of our foot in the door, and it spreads with word of mouth. They're very eager to come to Canada to come work on our farm, and it just snowballed from there.
Just one thing to add to that, we feel that it's so positive and important that our employees are part of the hiring process, because they know the expectation of what the workers will be doing. They'll be working alongside them, so they're going to bring someone over that has a great skill base, because they will be working with them.
Merci.
Thank you.
You said you do custom work, custom seeding, custom harvesting, and we also do that as well, but sometimes it's hard to prioritize doing your own compared to someone else's, and sometimes if you do someone else's, you miss the window to plant. How do you prioritize whose crop you're doing your own or your clients?
That is a challenge. We part of our custom business is as well. We're trying to get to a point where we're looking after all aspects of it. So we're doing their fertility program, their agronomy work there. So we kind of, it's as an entire farm now. So we're selecting land, and so we're doing a whole area. When we go in with our corn planters, we're doing a whole area, our land plus custom land. When we go to the next area, and it helps for logistics, it helps even for harvest then, right? So the same, because of corn, we're getting 4 end uses. Time is not necessarily as important anymore. We just need to know. So our earlage acres, it's very important when we plant our earlage. But if we get delayed planting, then we switch to silage corn, or we switch to grazing corn. So corn's allowed a lot more flexibility for us in managing all those aspects.
Michel Robert from Quebec.
At 10:15. So again, we'll start the next one in 5 minutes. So if it's a very short question and an even shorter answer, brilliant.
So, President.
I don't know if the answer will be long, but Michel Robert from Quebec, I'd like to have a bit more details on the purchase of new land. How do you go about it to organize the work and the crops? Is it complementary to what you already have working?
I'll try to be short. Yes, very complimentary. It fits right in with our block. We were farming all around this location previously. It's in a very, very good area. And so we didn't really have to change anything in a way in our farm. We got it done with our equipment. We work 24 hours a day. I mean, it's changed things like that, the workload, stuff like that, but it never increased our capital costs on equipment, on a lot of those aspects. It was similar crops we're planting, growing, and so it really fit in. It was a big step. We have very key support people, so our employees were very eager with the opportunity, as I was. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't have the support of my dad, my employees, so they were eager to get the job done, and so it worked. The location, though, was key for us.
Actually, you can leave them both here. Is there anyone? Yeah. Okay.